Okay. Hopefully I'm here. I announced this on Twitter, but nobody follows me on Twitter, so. Eventually, people should figure out that I'm here. I think. As soon as people show up, I'll start reading the memes. I like this one. Every other day or so, there's two chicks posted up that have gotten swooped two at a time for a year. Always different honeys, about 18, and the only reason I haven't nabbed the doubles is because that would cost me like $70 to feed them. But when I get that stimulus, $1,400 at the beginning of April, you best recognize I'm getting a motel room for a week and coming down here every day at noon to 6 to see about some easy lay, and twice of it. Wern. Hey, what's going on? I'm just waiting for people to show up because I have some stories to read. And some memes. I would have some videos to watch. I still haven't figured out how that works, though. People will have to let me know if my sound is okay. I could obviously make it louder, but this is about what I do for my videos. What if people show up? Yeah, not really. Am I streaming too early or something? Uh, but we've definitely got some Lucas. So what happened is someone showed up on Kiwi Farms that went to high school with Lucas and had like some stories about him from back then. Stories about how Lucas was, I don't know, kind of doing somewhat normal at one point, and then decided that they couldn't force him to. Yeah, they couldn't force him to take his medicine, so he like stopped. Didn't work out very well. Aw. Hi, I'm Lucas. What's your name? It's a pleasure to meet you, blank. I'm going to be partying when I get the Biden stimulus the first week of April. If you want to give me your number. Oh, the Biden stimulus. Yes, alright. I mean, could you imagine? Hey, girl, I'm about to get this $1,400 that everyone in the country is going to get. Aren't I rich? Yeah, here we are. Younger women are the easiest women to talk to. They don't nag as much as women our age, and they're hornier than older women. And most men their age are blatantly sexist toward them, which women don't tend to like. He says women don't tend to like it, but one of his main things is complaining that women do like guys being sexist to them. Hmm. I don't. Hmm. I don't want to read this thing until I have more people watching. Although, if I never got more people watching, then I'd look like quite the fool. Are you inviting me to your parties, or are you classist? Bigots. Yeah. Yeah, happy 420, everyone. I didn't say it in my video today, mostly because I made the vast majority of it yesterday. I stayed up all night making a video and then just took a nap, kind of. I don't know. Either I can work or I can't. Babies born with Gen X fathers have stronger strands of DNA due to an influx of the enzyme telomerase in the reproductive cells of young moms and middle-aged dads. But you're just going to deny scientific facts. What did you walk into? The same thing I do every time people get me to stream. We're just gonna watch some Lucas stuff. Read some stories. Here we go. I'm tall. I weigh 240 pounds. I'm caring. I can cook. I'm protective of girls. So ideally, I'm perfect for 18 to 21-year-old women with baby doll voices and fuck me bodies who are cool enough to laugh at this kind of humor. It just writes itself. Hashtag Generation Z. Is there anything funny about this? Oh, wait. He's claiming he weighs 240 pounds. That's pretty funny. Aside from that, I don't even understand how this is supposed to be a joke. Like, I don't see a joke. Yeah, I mean, he dated once. We can't really prove any other time, but... Here we go. When you look at her with these eyes, you're typically thinking, ma'am, it is a sexist world, and if you need anything, I'm all you will need. But what you say next will slap your mother in the mouth. Hi, I'm Lucas. What's your name? I think I have this one on my screen already, right? Yes, I do. The words of Bernie Sanders falling upon a deaf generation. You know, we haven't seen Lucas for like a week. I thought I'd just come back later and see what happened. Yeah, there's gonna be more content. I'm not sure what yet. Lucas was getting catfished by a troll. I think there were some people interested in catfishing him again. I don't know. I don't try to get involved in this stuff. In fact, my ideal would be to never interact with Lucas. I didn't intend him to see my videos. If your heart is not filled with unfettered abject rage at what capitalism has done to this world and its people, I question the stability of your mental motives. Have you know, Lucas, that I am a very stable genius? Fuck. Isn't that obvious? King Cobra JFS. Is that another lolcow or something? Name sounds familiar, but I don't know. I guess we could get started here. I've got like 20 viewers. Yeah, I'm reading from Kiwi Farms. All right. Is everyone ready for this? This is a story about past Lucas. Well, if you ever do see Lucas, snap up a picture. He hates it. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to encourage people to like trigger schizophrenia or whatever, but I don't know. You got to expect people to take a picture of you if you're going to wander around town all day and look that distinctive. And call yourself a celebrity, yes. Alright. Basically going to, we're going to be starting about here. I met Lucas through Ocean Breeze, which was the high school newspaper at Aberdeen High School. Weatherwax, if you want to get technical. I've always had a thing for writing. It has been my full-time profession for most of my adult life, so I ended up being the Ocean Breeze editor-in-chief for most of my time at the school. Lucas was a sophomore when I was a senior, though he's only 1 year younger than me. He was a relatively shy teenager who was really bad at talking to people, but I put in the work to get to know him and see a good person in there. You have to understand, he didn't act like this when he was 16 or 17. He was shy and reserved, but also liked to laugh and was usually up for doing whatever my friend group was doing. Video games, movies, etc. So it just seemed like he enjoyed tagging along. Oh yeah, I'm having a good day. I did most of my work yesterday, so I barely had to do shit. I just had to shout out my patrons. I guess that doesn't really make it easier. It does mean I stayed up all night working. When it came time for me to move out of my parents' house, I decided to move to Olympia with my then girlfriend Michelle, which was one of those high school sweetheart relationships that was doomed to fail. At that point, Lucas had burned the bridges with both sets of parents and was sleeping in his car with as much Miller High Life as he could convince people to buy him. I'm not reading that great today. There's a whole story about how he got his license taken away and how he nearly died from alcohol poisoning on his first day of working at Subway, but we'll save that for another time. Unable to drive and effectively homeless, I felt bad for him. I figured that all he really needed was a stable home and help from friends, so we got a 2-bedroom apartment in Olympia, and the 3 of us moved in together. This worked out as anticipated for the first few months. We all had jobs, including Lucas, who was able to get hired on without a problem at the nearby McDonald's. Little did Michelle and I know this was going to be our first sign that something was seriously wrong. One day, while Michelle was driving around looking for a different job, she noticed Lucas walking the streets when he was supposed to be working at McDonald's. She pulled over and confronted him about it and discovered, much to her surprise, that he had been fired a week ago and that he was leaving the apartment to pretend to go to work because he didn't want us to know that he was unemployed. But wouldn't we find out when he didn't have rent money? As he told us when we confronted him about this, he hadn't thought that far ahead. Hey, what's going on? Slovenia, huh? Awesome. Yeah, it's a pretty rare day that I decide to stream. I probably should do it more often, though. It gets me viewers and money. Serbia? That's cool. I know, I'm streaming a little early for people in America, aren't I? My relationship with Michelle was already starting to fracture at this time. There's no reason to get into that, since it's really just the usual young love bullshit that most people go through when they are around that age. She moves out, still unemployed. Lucas stays. Why? Because I knew he didn't have any other prospects, didn't have a job, and wasn't in a place where he could live on his own. I was making enough at the time to pay full rent, and his parents were pitching in every so often, because they felt bad that I was paying for everything. But you have to understand, this went on for months, probably half a year. He refused to look for a job and just sitting at home scamming people on the internet. We kept getting weird letters from people, including one where somebody sent pubic hair with a letter addressed to Lucas that read, "You are a cunt." This confused me, but I eventually learned that he was tricking people into sending him money for rare Beanie Babies and other stuff he definitely didn't have. For me, the final straw was when I found out that his mom had given him $100 to give to me, but instead what he did was buy a lot of fast food, that he mostly threw away, and purchase a wizard's cap, because at that time he was calling himself the Wizard. He proceeded to cut up his brand new hat to the point where there was a big hole in the middle of it. This was the point where I knew I had to send him packing. I've seen a lot of people on this thread mention that I moved to a different apartment, but that's not true. I remained in the same apartment and kicked him out. His mom agreed to take him in and told me that he would eventually pay the back rent. I don't know if people will find this as interesting as the users on Kiwi Farms. It was at this point when Lucas was officially diagnosed with bipolar. They made perfect sense. In a lot of ways, this was good news. Yes, it sucks that a friend had been diagnosed with a mental health problem, but he was getting the help he needed. Things were starting to look good. He got a big check from the government for Social Security or something, and he used that to pay off what he owed me. He was going to move to an assisted living apartment complex where he had friends and would need to take his medication. And let me tell you, the medication helped. Sure, he was a little slower, mentally, and kind of in a daze here and there, but he was able to live on his own, keep friends, look for love, and all the other normal things. Oh, Joe, you want to contact me for a collab? Sure. I mean, you have to define what a collab is. Both of the times I did it, I pretty much made the whole video and just had other people. But if you just wanted me to read some stuff, that wouldn't be too much of a problem, yeah. Yeah, thank you for the $5 super chat. I should probably hit this thing. It's 420, right? All right, there we go. That hurts a little. I largely stayed in his life for those first few years. He and I would talk a lot over Instant Messenger, and he would often come over to watch movies and play games with me. I considered him a close friend. He also liked hanging out with my other friends, like Patrick. Side note, Lucas claimed in his insane autobiography rant that I called Patrick gay behind his back, but you have to understand that Patrick is gay. He's married to a man. I was not saying that as an insult or bad friend or anything, as Lucas later tried to spin it. I tried to get Lucas involved in a lot of the things I was doing, especially the early stuff involving my website Defunct Games and my early writing career. He's featured in some of the earliest articles and audio shows I was toying around with at the time. He liked when he had things to do and felt like part of the group. This goes on for a few years. He lives in that assisted living apartment in Tumwater for a while and takes his medication, and then, out of the blue, he decides not to take his meds. He realizes that the caretakers can't legally force him to, so he stops. Cold turkey. If there's a line in the sand in this story, it's right here. His mood, outlook, and demeanor changed entirely. This is the beginning of the end. Oh, this thing's pretty rough. This cartridge is like 95% THC or something. Suddenly, the good-natured Lucas I knew changed to somebody who was standoffish and kind of mean. He also started acting incredibly erratic in some truly troubling ways. Oh yeah, this part's pretty bad. Check this out. He would take in homeless girls, not women, but underage girls, under the guise of being helpful and nice. This worried me because one of the times I went over there, I noticed that he had gotten them really drunk and high, to the point where they were basically comatose on his couch. Obviously, this sent up a lot of red flags, and I warned him that this looks really bad. I worried that Lucas might be taking advantage of them, and I was not okay with that. Not at all. I was not going to be in his orbit if that was going on. It was a deal breaker for me. As it turns out, his other friends agreed with me and started to peel off. He also got in trouble with the apartment complex for letting homeless girls stay with him. This is when Lucas started to lash out at me and everyone. I would still talk to him over Instant Messenger, but our conversations were not fun anymore, and clearly he had turned a dark corner. Oh, indica. I need to get to the story again, though. And that's when he got the idea to move to California. Obviously that never happened, but he did decide to sell all of his belongings. He hauled all of his stuff down to the apartment parking lot and tried to sell it. But nobody was buying. I mean, it's an assisted living apartment complex. None of these people had money. And all his stuff was junk. He basically didn't sell anything, so what did he decide to do? Not wanting to haul it back up those stairs, he lit all of his stuff on fire and left it in the parking lot, burning. For me, this was the final straw. The Lucas I knew and liked might as well have burned in that fire, because what was left was a different person I did not want to be around. I only went to his apartment one more time after that. It was completely empty, with a big pile of garbage in the corner. I sat in a lawn chair as he berated me for being a horrible friend for not buying any of his junk. I told him then and there that I was done. If he wasn't going to get back on the medication, that I didn't want to be around him. I was worried about what he might do. I didn't hear much from Lucas for a good 2 or 3 years. I'm pretty sure he moved back in with his mom and stepdad at this point. And then one day, out of the blue, Lucas contacts me. He apologizes for how he acted and wants to know if I want to have a few drinks. We meet up and share a bottle of rum, talking about the old times. He had a girlfriend, he told me, and life is pretty good. He's living in another halfway house sort of place and has real aspirations for what he wanted to do in life. He had also lost a ton of weight. Sensing a change, I invited him over a few times and integrated him back into the friend group. For a few weeks, I genuinely felt like I got my old friend back. But alas, this would not last. Lucas was not taking his medication. He was lying to us. He knew that if he acted calm and kind of passive, he would fool us into thinking he was on meds. It only took a few weeks before his true colors came out. One day when he was over, he exploded at me when I told him that I was agnostic and not atheist. For whatever reason, this really bothered Lucas. He started shouting and pushing me, so I showed him the door and told him to never come back. He continued ranting at me over Instant Messenger, and that's when I told him that I would never speak to him ever again. I have not spoken to him since. For years, he would call me and email me hundreds of times a day, leaving threatening notes on my door and my car, etc. I got a restraining order on him, which he broke over and over again. It got to the point where his harassment was just part of my day. And then over time, it slowed down. It would stop for a few months and then start right back up. It was clear that he was spending his entire days thinking about me and angry at how I wronged him. Oh. Sad fact is that I'll still get text messages from random numbers, and I always know it's him. He'll mock me for driving a car, my politics despite me backing the same guy as him, joke about my love life, which he knows literally nothing about, and so on, so forth. I block it and brush it off, but it's clear that he's still dwelling on that stuff. I suspect that he would still be calling me hundreds of times a day, if not for the fact that he's too busy responding to people online who mock him and make comprehensive videos about him. So, thank you. He's talking about Kyle's series. I have no idea if you saw mine. I don't know. Lucas probably would be drinking heavily on his medication, so it's in character, I guess. This guy has like a lot of stuff for the fact that this happened so long ago. Like, yeah, that was pretty bad. I don't think that I have a name for my fans. I'm not very good with catchphrases or anything, am I? Anyway, here's Lucas when he was at Aberdeen High School in the mid-90s. He also had some of those notes, though. This is crazy. Yeah, I guess he was leaving these notes for this guy for a long time who saved them. I don't know, there was a restraining order. Only a crazy person doesn't think he/she is crazy. But if people think you're crazy, and you absolutely know you aren't crazy, but no one believes your reason for why you aren't crazy, then you may have to admit you may be crazy to prove you're not crazy. Ah, man. I shouldn't have hit that vape. This is too deep for me right now. No, it probably just doesn't make sense. I don't know. Crazy, huh? I know this is so on point that some people didn't believe it, but he just has so much stuff that I have to believe it. Never having to say you're sorry isn't what love is. That's what being a hermit is. Come on, seriously. I know. At what point does the overdiagnosing of people just become a new extreme form of witch doctoring? Ah. It's not true, though. He really needed that medication. It was the only thing that kept him relatively normal. And this was before his schizophrenia would have set in, so this was just with bipolar. And he had already pushed everyone away. So it's bound to be worse now. Why are you such an incompetent little toady? Death is nature's way of saying thanks for the memories. I'm 14 and this is deep. Oh. Is my stream still working? Yes. Okay. Huh? One out of 4 people in this country is mentally unbalanced. Think of your 3 closest friends. If they seem okay, then it's you. Well, shit. I usually stream a lot later than this. This is just the time that I had today, I guess. 3 of you are mental. 1 of you is sane. Okay. Brevity is the soul of wit. Simplicity is the soul of narrative. Nonsense is the soul of entropy. I don't know. These notes are nonsense. This is ridiculous. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen in America. Like, the very most they can do without him being proven a violent criminal or something is keep him for 3 months. And they've done that a couple of times, I think. Let's check... Yeah, let's check out some more of his memes. I wouldn't have liked the 60s. Oh, a mass-marketed subculture capitalism created to exploit the youth market into a false sense of identity, constantly spouting self-righteous nonsense, but it makes money. This is that song Walking on the Sun by Smash Mouth, what they were complaining about, right? It's a good song. Smash Mouth used to be good. Crazy to think about. Hey, he's aged a lot since he's become homeless, and it wasn't really that long ago. Hook it up, Gen Z. Yeah, I mean, I don't usually really agree with keeping people against their will if they haven't done anything. So, I don't have too much to say about it. So at this one point, like, I guess someone who he thought was a pickup guru or something told him that using the word friend when you're talking to someone is a surefire way to get in their pants. And this was information he was supposed to pay for, but he managed to get it free somehow. So he was talking about this for like a couple days. And then, like a godlike scientist, he said, "Apparently all I do is release that one magical F word into the conversation. Friend. And all women will chase me." You imagine all these guys that are complaining about the friend zone. Lucas thinks calling a girl friend is the answer. Or maybe he'll mix it with his, "Hi friend, my name is Lucas." Oh yeah, and then suddenly he got his stimulus money and then walked around flashing it everywhere. We think he probably got robbed by his friends, like again, potentially. Reject capitalism or you've failed Bernie. Bernie has operated as a politician within capitalism for his entire fucking life. I have no idea why Lucas thinks he's going to end it. Yeah. And the people he's hanging out with are, younger homeless people. He thinks that if he hangs out with 18-year-olds, he'll be able to hit on the girls. I think I lost $80 in my pocket the other day. Hopefully I find that. Let's see. Generation X men and Generation Z women are about a heartbeat away from this every second of the day. And those bounds go beyond respect into total awareness. To breach this trust is to break a social treaty to never offend. To break this contract is as ageist as fallopian tubes and as classist as means becoming ends. As ageist as fallopian tubes? What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Lucas never shows up anywhere. Plus, I don't want to talk to him. It took him quite a while to notice that I made videos about him. Like, more than a year. Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. Generation Z is young, dumb, and full of cum, and yet politically, spiritually, and economically fed up as I am. I forgive them enough to want to marry them. It amazes me what puts me into fear puts you into anger. However you approach them is how you have to maintain them. So if I'm not calm, it's because you cock-blocked me, as it is that you are a bitch. If Lucas isn't calm, it's because we cock-blocked him. Yes, he wants to marry anyone from Gen Z. Well, any girls, I guess. But not really, because he's also picky about what they look like, if it comes down to it, I think. I mean, obviously they've got to be way hotter than him. There's just no way around that. The amount of love I need to give them is patently insane, because to get a percent of that back is what this struggle is about. Man, I'm really lost today. I don't know. None of these memes make any sense. I guess that's better than him just repeating the same stuff like he usually does. Hey, Glory Hull, how's it going? And everyone else who's showing up. He made an allusion to if Gen Z never gives in to him, that he'll have to move on to Gen Alpha. At least I think that's what he. I mean, we all know he's going to do it. But it's funny to hear it still. Funny or terrifying. Which one was it? Yeah, I'm a little lost at what these things are. We weren't paying as much attention because he was putting out a bunch of videos. Oh, here we go. Z. Lucas is the only person in the world who has used the word. He shouldn't use it. He does not give a fuck. Yeah, I mean, Lucas's standards reminds me of Joseph Strickland or something. He's the only person who uses the word wigger in like the past 10 years. I like that was a pretty common word when I was in high school. But that was a long time ago. Yeah. Lucas isn't too happy when people talk about him. But, you know, he's such an interesting subject. I was going to stop talking about him if he stopped doing things, but then he got basically chased out of he got basically chased off of FetLife for the second time by an angry mob. Because they could tell that he was just going to creep on young women. I hope the audio's not cutting out. Well, that can't be good. What the hell? I don't know. Yeah, he got back on FetLife. And a guy named Dildo Gaggins was mocking him. Well, basically tore him down over being a creep. Samuel Nielsen, thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. Happy 420. Yeah, I had to do something. Does anything else happen in April? Probably not. Dildo Gaggins. Yeah, I don't know. These are people who do like the DDLG thing, the daddy, daughter, little girl thing, which is just a role play thing. I don't think they take kindly to pedophiles coming in to make them look worse. I'm not calling Lucas a pedophile exactly, but you know what I mean. You have to try to infiltrate someone's I don't know. I guess people are really sticklers about the rules when it comes to stuff like this. They don't really accept creeps into the community. You know, unless you just consider someone with that fetish to be a creep. That's possible too. They did not appreciate Lucas's telomere nonsense, though. Yeah, it was great. I don't actually know that much about the first FetLife saga. That's the one I should learn about. Because then I could combine them both and make a video out of it. That would be pretty easy. I touched on it a few times, of course. Gen X. He thinks that Kurt Cobain was the spokesperson for Gen X. He also seems to think that Bill Gates is Gen X, and Bill Gates is actually like fucking old, so I don't know. We forgot the log. Was that the time he was telomere daddy? Or no, daddy telomerase. What's his name? He kept talking about how he was a daddy. I guess I'm having audio problems. I don't know. Uh, so yeah, I don't know what the problem is. Daddy telomere. I don't think anything's ever going to top cute older daddy. That's got to be the worst thing anyone has ever called themselves. I know that because if you Google cute older daddy, even if you're not logged into Google, all you find is gay porn. You'd never find Lucas. I think Google has identified him as not cute, really that older, and definitely not a daddy. So, yeah, that's. I don't know if he's ever going to top that one. Oh, this is definitely one of the worst pictures he's done. It's not the first time he's made this stupid face, but he hasn't done it in a while. Were it up to me, I'd be fine to let you leave. And you can while as you walk, and the pyramids can quake for all I care, and the suns swell to satiate their hunger. Let the comets fall from above. But it'll be what it'll be, and this too shall pass. Deign to take it over, and you became enlightened that you were already enlightened. Yeah, in this moment, Lucas is euphoric. That's for sure. His FetLife profile? Is FetLife something I can safely visit on stream? Well, I don't know. I could find it in the Kiwi Farms thread. Uh, Alright, here we go. Forgotten X? Oh man. Lucas went with the emo name. Then came FetLife. I wasn't even talking to young, attractive single women at all until I came to FetLife. They didn't give me the time of day. I haven't had a girlfriend in 8 years. They didn't want to talk to me unless they had boyfriends or were married. Nothing changed on my end. I always suspected it was a matter of closed-mindedness on their parts. Yeah, I mean, I decided not to. I don't want to accidentally stream porn or something. But the Kiwi Farms thread should be safe. Oh, here we go. 8 years alone. Forever alone. He actually said forever alone. I can't believe this didn't work for him. I get trolled by a massive group of people, so bear with me. Quite massive. They've been on me since 2016. I can't form a love life or friend circle in Spokane because of their awful rumors and lies. I keep apologizing and restarting, They keep attacking me and impeding my progress. They even stalk and harass me offline. That being said, I haven't had sex or a girlfriend in 8 years. I've lived in Spokane for 4 years. I have no friends in Spokane. Can somebody tally the red flags here? He's like, I've lived in Spokane for 4 years. I have no friends. That's not a good sign. It's a pretty bad sign when there's an organization of people trolling you, too. Not that there is, but he thinks there is. Conversation rage. You ever notice the similarity between Lucas and Chris Chan with the stupid wordplay? Lucas really likes really bad wordplay too, and his might be even worse than Chris Chan's. Alright, where was I? I can't make any headway. I used to largely be interested in older women. I've dated women between 1 and 18 years older. I've also dated women my age. I'd really like to date young women between 18 and the mid-20s because I've never dated young women. Maybe it's a kink, maybe it's not. Check out my profile and send me a message if you like. I'm also on Instagram if you're interested. Cheers. Yeah. Yeah, the conversation our age was supposed it was supposed to be a joke, I think. Or wordplay, I guess. There's a reason you've been alone for 8 years. That reason is you. I've stumbled across you trolling other groups for much younger women, and all I see is someone who's jealous of anyone else in significant age gap relationships. Your obsession with much younger women is creepy, with a capital P. Your profile screams persecution complex. Every hardship you've ever faced was because of someone else. Lack of accountability for whatever behaviors got you banned is a huge red flag. Dated women between 1 and 18. It's like Joshua Cologne. I date all ages. Hmm? Anyone with half a brain isn't going to buy into your delusions of having superior sperm. The reason you prey on much younger women is because you know a grown-ass woman with any real-life experience is going to call bullshit. And if all that wasn't enough of a deterrent for anyone who thinks I'm being harsh or judgmental, here's a snippet from the profile. I'm not into anything illegal. I don't care what you've heard. People who haven't done something illegal don't need to mention the rumors about them doing something illegal aren't true. And then he accuses them of being Sofala. If you don't know what Sofala is, there's like 2 major groups of people who follow Lucas. One is Kiwi Farms. The other one's a Facebook group called Sofala, which stands for Society for the Analysis of Lucas A. Werner or something like that. His middle name doesn't actually start with an A, but I think they're just going with it now. Oh yeah, then Lucas became completely convinced that people were deleting their account after he called them out, but actually they were blocking him. Because that's how blocking people works. Hey, Moonhorse, what's going on, man? I'm actually working a little bit this week. I have an insider in Sofala now. This is also really a lot like Christian. Having an insider on these trolling organizations. Oh, man. Yeah, Lucas used to mess with his pictures a lot more. I don't know if he's given up or what. A group trolling me. Yeah, by Telomerase 1979. A 40-year-old daddy in Spokane. A group trolling me. There's a group on Facebook that's been trolling me for years. I have a friend in this secret group on Facebook now. He just caught the guy trolling me from another account before a catfishing effort could begin on this site. They pass along these made-up rumors about me. Their efforts are pretty lame at this point. Well, anyway, glad to be new to FetLife. LOL. Recipes of Redemption. Thank you for the super chat. My name is Lorne Armstrong, and I would like to remain anonymous. I don't have a last name. I have been watching way too much To Catch a Predator. I will definitely make a video about it. Are you an only child? I brought wine coolers. Like one of the best entrance lines. I brought some wine coolers. He just sounds like he's luring a small child or something, which close enough. Chocolate chip. So, this is Lucas being an edgy atheist. But, like, look at him. You can see him in this picture. And him calling anyone else fat and stupid is fucking hilarious. Every year make about 10 dozen of them. Oh. You can't find it? I'm pretty good at this sometimes. It was actually from right after he bounced the stairs. It should have been around here somewhere. It is in my video, though, probably the college one. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll need some time. His criminal record. Yeah, well, I missed it somehow. We can't find it just by looking up the name of the booze, though. Alright, here we are. This is on page 555, by the way. It's not. Well, this is pretty easy. This was pretty early to stream for me. I usually stream at like 6 o'clock and I'm on the West Coast. Yeah, there is a picture of Lucas looking at kids. Hashtag feel the word. This was right before he got kicked out. It was after he started leaving the notes to get himself kicked out, but it hadn't happened yet. What the fuck is he doing? Look at him. Step right up, honeys. I'm never sure how to collab with people. The few times I did it, I just had them send me audio and I did the editing myself, but I don't necessarily have to do that, I don't think. Lego piece. It's not as good as when he used to like to get brandy. And if you think that I make alcoholism look unattractive, you haven't seen any. This makes it look horrible. It makes me not want to drink. Well, I've gotten these. They come out to like $12 with tax. A lot of the money's taxed. In Washington, it fucking sucks. But either way, he's trying to justify how it's not bottom shelf, and it's like, it's almost as cheap as the cheapest vodka you can get here, so I don't know, Lucas. Lucas does not need to be using gel. I don't know. I mean, I guess he probably doesn't have the best options in the world, considering he's homeless, but he definitely makes alcoholism look attractive, doesn't he? Oh, what was this one?
Well, what has Grubhub brought me today? This is what Leon on YouTube has earned me through people sending money through my PayPal account. Oh yeah, boy. Let's take a look at this sandwich.
I don't think people can actually see the video, but hopefully we can get the point.
White chocolate chip cookies in Subway hat. These are pretty good. Better than chocolate chip. We got a tuna sandwich with bacon. Oops, my pop drop.
I don't even understand. Like, he got this at Subway, so it should be impossible for it to look this gross, but here we are. Lucas is essentially from the same place as me. Like, they showed him in Aberdeen High School, and I'm only a couple miles away from that school. I'm in a different town, technically, but... Yeah, I have no idea how he manages to go get his food at Subway and still make it look gross. Yeah, this is a pretty questionable sandwich. I don't think Lucas has any idea what goes together. Which is weird, because he's been eating prepared food of all sorts of qualities his entire life. You'd think you'd notice at some point what works. Then a Diet Coke. If I ever do that, I'm making a joke about it. I'll say. Yeah, he's not good at drinking or any of these things that he does.
And pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
From the Subway. Due to a gosh, I got clean. A friend of Walter Fate's
A friend of Walter Fates.
Sent me this today, $100 in my PayPal account.
Hey, I'd like everyone to know that nobody has ever sent me... Well, I've gotten $50 donations. That's the most I've ever gotten. So I have no idea how Lucas thinks that somebody, after watching my videos, would decide to go out and give him $100. I mean, if you did, you'd know that he'd go out and get a borderline inedible sandwich, or... Now he'd probably go to Clinker Decker if you gave him $100. Yeah, this is really something.
So I'm winning Walter Fates today. It is.
My ladies. There's no way anyone watched my videos and likes Lucas. They're not very nice. I know. I should cash out my Patreon right now and take it all in cash down to Subway. That's what Lucas would do. Oh my lord. Dude. All of my suggested videos are... Should we watch more, Lucas? Yeah, I'm not sure who my ladies were supposed to be. Oh, did I end up on... Which one of these was good? The one where he's talking about Stalin's like 40 minutes long. Hey, that would be... that would be a Lucas level use of my Patreon. Maybe kind of a lot of money to spend at Subway, maybe. I'd have to go to Clinker Dagger for that. I was going to look up Lucas, actually. I wasn't paying attention. Eat with me or you're a bigot. Give in to lust. Give in to me. The Republicans must love you. Stop being age phobes. Jesus Christ hated money. None of them are good. I don't know. People like to see them. Let's do this one.
Age gappers, you're right. It really should be all of you. We should all be age gappers. But you're right. It probably isn't about money. As I sit in the homeless shelter and none of these guys have girlfriends. It's not about money at all. You're just lining up at the homeless shelter.
You know, there's degrees here. You shouldn't have to be rich to date someone, but what exactly are you going to have to offer if you can't get on your feet at the homeless shelter? And don't get me wrong, women date homeless guys a lot. Just, I'd imagine that those guys somehow have more to offer than Lucas do. I think the toaster oven's gone. I think he's currently banned from that shelter. I think. I'm not going to say any of this stuff in a video until I've confirmed it, but... I know, Lucas takes it to the logical extreme. It's like, okay, you shouldn't have to have a ton of money to get a girlfriend, but... Come on! He's Lauren Armstrong with hair. He still has one big advantage on Lauren. He's like 9 years younger. Hey, what's going on? Good to see people make it. Hey, we've got like almost 100 viewers. That's pretty good.
There's from Gonzaga University and all the colleges in Spokane to date us. It's not about money at all. No. As you're lighting up at, say, Truth Ministries or HOC or Canon or any of the...
It's laughable because he's wondering why these college girls... why these college girls who are going to an actual university aren't hanging out at the homeless shelter in their spare time. Yeah, why not? That's a good question. Princess Kayla. Clinker Dagger became Lucas's favorite restaurant after he suddenly shut up about Gander and Ryegrass. We don't know if he got kicked out or just decided he didn't like it as much. It became his favorite place. So he spent a lot of his stimulus checks on Clinker Dagger.
You're dating only guys that are poor in the lowest economic class with an EBT card. Right. All seriousness aside...
All seriousness aside. Because that's a phrase.
Do you really get the attention that you desire, Gen Z, from young dudes? Really? I look around, you know, I'll walk around a lot being homeless. It's not about money. At all.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Lucas just couldn't control his status as homeless. You know, that nobody ever gave him a chance to have a place if he just stopped creeping on people. Real shame. Well, of course I have to dislike it. It was horrible.
As you flock to the guys with the cars and the nice apartments, touting your socialism, bullshitting the world, Gen Z. You're the most generous generation as you don't hook me up with women. That's so generous of you.
Gen Z is the most generous generation? They're fucking children. They're not generous. He's nuts. There's like no other way to put it. He's just making up shit about Gen Z. I mean, it's not like they actually are socialist or anything. I heard they were less liberal than millennials. I guess it doesn't have to be true for Lucas to say it. The most generous generation. Yeah, the teenagers. Sure, Lucas.
But all kidding, serious kidding aside,
Okay.
are you really getting the affection you need from some young guy, Gen Z? Really? Go out in any city in the United States. It doesn't have to be Spokane, of course. Look at these guys. They're clowns. You Gen X like me. Shut up, millennial. Nobody asked you. You're still too young to have an opinion.
Probably talking about me, yes. I'm only 7 years younger than him. I mean, how much of a difference is that? He thought he was an adult when he was 34. Hey, what's going on, everyone? He's just showing up? We're back on Lucas, because I don't want to make a video about him yet, at least. So, if anybody wanted updates, probably going to have to go to my streams. He's 41. His birthday is November 27th, I think. Fuck. You have no idea how few people's birthdays I remember that are close to me. So, that's kind of funny. Dateline? Oh, man.
If it's against me. I don't like shit talkers, so I'll shit talk the shit talkers.
You don't like shit talkers.
What I'm saying here, to ground this, to get off tangent, is young guys are not good mates. You walk around any town, USA, guys with their girlfriends. Are they holding the women's hands? Yeah, maybe one out of a...
Ugh. My legs are friggin' restless. I've been sitting here all day making that video. Kind of. I should probably take more walks. A TCAP featuring Lucas. You know, I don't think we're gonna get... I don't think we're gonna get more content out of Chris Hansen. I think he's figured out that the easy way to make money without doing anything is just to stream. He still does, like, give new information about To Catch a Predator sometimes. So that's okay, but...
or they're holding hands. That's not very affectionate if you ask me. That's lazy.
Holding hands, yeah.
Not a king among these serfs, Gen Z. Not a king among you serfs.
Oh, you like the Russell video? I appreciate it. I'll probably make a couple more. I don't know if I'll keep doing... I mean, if they don't get too many views, I probably won't do the whole book, but we can cover a bit of his insanity. I've still got it up here. Yeah, this sounds like absolute insanity. Russell's hilarious. I've just had a lot more trouble piecing together his entire past than Lucas.
I'm here, and I'm saying if I had a chick arm wrapped around her all the time, you know what I mean? Like if I'm walking around town, I'd have my arm wrapped around her.
Can you imagine seeing Lucas glomming onto an 18-year-old girl? Fucking... This is where I'd put the vomiting emoji if this was a video. Does that say why he sued Taylor Swift? Yes. And he sued her because she didn't return his affection. And she didn't accept his song that he created as a gift for her. Even though it sucked, by his own admission. Yeah. Yeah, probably. I know, it's pretty bad to, like, imagine it.
But you show no affection. You expect me to call you kings. Not a king among you queens. Not a king among you serfs. You bore the fuck out of me. Now, if you want a lover...
This man complaining about how there aren't any kings among serfs. I think this was, like, the 2 week point since he'd changed his clothing. You know, as a homeless guy who walks around all day. KDB, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. This is how I pay off the booze that I buy before the stream. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good week. I don't think I'm done yet this week. I'm having fun. Why be a king when you can be a god? Wasn't Lucas rapping again recently? I feel like he might have been.
or a friend, contact me, Lucas Warner. Are you really getting the attention you need from these young guys? Really, the flat bill fucking wigger idiots? Really? You're out there holding hands, canoodling in public, or just stiff as a board, broad as a nail.
This is weird. He's like complaining about their PDA even right after he said, I'd have my arm around her the whole time. I think Lucas is like, well, I'd do that. Nobody else should do it. Because then I have to look at it. What a loser. The Normal Fork, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. I will definitely have a beer. And maybe I'll hit this thing again eventually. Oh, yeah, it's a good week. I don't know. I was up late one night and I was just like, fuck. I think it's about time I get back to work. I know it's not the kind of thing that I'd usually do to cover something new first, like I did with Russell. And to be fair, it got pretty bad views, but it's easy to monetize at least, as long as that guy doesn't try to sue me.
Pretty much, you suck. Not a king among these queens, not a king among these serfs, Gen Z. Not a one of you deserves a woman. You all suck.
Did I hear a seagull at the end there?
I'm not interested in sluts. I'm not interested in hoes. I'm not interested in hookers. I'm not interested in drug addicts. I'm not interested in the unhealthy, the unclean.
Mama Vori? Thank you. I will have a drink. I'm glad people have been enjoying my work lately. I should be putting out more of it, definitely. I should also stream more often because, I don't know, kind of stupid not to. It's easier than making a video and people appreciate it. This is amazing. What I want with my stimulus check is Bobby material. And yes, like a day or two before this, he was complaining about people going out and partying during COVID. And then as soon as he gets the money, he goes out and does it and refuses to listen to anyone who tells him that he's being a hypocrite. He's like, what, you're going to begrudge a homeless guy? Yeah. Well, Lucas's pickup line is actually, "Hi, I'm Lucas." And then I think he asks for their name. And then at that point he runs out of things to say and just kind of looks around aimlessly until they stop talking to him. It's not a joke. I guess he really does that. I don't know. Do I ever stream on Twitch? Dad, I hope I don't have to. I really don't like Twitch. Like, as much shit as I give YouTube, they let me do a lot of things that I couldn't do on Twitch, I think. Like, I see Twitch banning people for a month because they use the word faggot. I don't even know why they care so much, because, like, this stream is not monetized. As long as it's nowhere near the advertisers, YouTube doesn't give a fuck. So at least there's that, right? Although they do take a lot out of these super chats. Like, I should probably set up something else. A lot of my problem with Twitch is that they have no interest in being a video service. Like, one time I uploaded one of my videos to Twitch at the same time when I uploaded it to YouTube. To this day, it probably still has 0 views. Like, if I was a completely fresh YouTuber and put up a new video, it would get views because that's what happens with the algorithm. Like, few views maybe, but people will fucking show up, especially if it's decent. The only way people will ever find your stuff on Twitch is if they go to your channel and look for it. That word? Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's less of a reason to say it on Twitch. You see, I'm streaming myself reading, like, offensive posts. And Twitch was just video games for the longest time, so maybe there wasn't much of a reason. But, if you happen to be playing a game that uses the word, I'm sure that was fine. I don't know. The whole thing, they're not very consistent. Like, I wouldn't trust them after seeing them just cut off streamers who do that for a living for like an entire month, because that's brutal. No one unclean. Yeah, I know, this video is it's really something.
The unfathomably
I know, you'll have trouble believing that this guy managed to get himself robbed after walking around flashing his money like this.
Stupid anything other than the women of Gen Z. So if you hook me up to one of those, you'll earn $100. This is proof that I have the money. I'm not doing this to flash my wealth. I'm not interested in any woman that would date more than one guy at a time. If I don't get her phone number at the end of the dinner date or lunch date, then you don't get the $100. I'm not really too interested in Democrats or Republicans or Libertarians or the right wing. You have to be a Marxist. She's not getting the money. You are. You are now a matchmaker. I will only date women between 18 and 21.
Yeah, 18 and 21 now. Yeah, it's probably been that for a while, huh? Am I even the entertaining part of this stream? I'm mostly just showing you Lucas's stuff. Yeah, I know. I'm not doing this to flash my wealth. I'm just proving I have it. What's the fucking difference? Anyone could say that. Yeah, I'm just making it rain to prove I have it. Peasants. Yeah, he's saying 18 to 21 at the moment. I think his most known one was 18 to 26, but I don't think he goes that high anymore.
They're gorgeous, intelligent, and kind, and don't give in to a guy two at a time. I reject Democrats and Republicans. I'm only into Marxists. Democrats,
we all got the same money. Yeah, we did. Well, I didn't.
Anarchists.
Okay, I didn't get the stimulus, but at the same time, like, almost everyone did. So it's ridiculous that he's flashing it around, and everyone's gonna know, oh, hey, look, this idiot just got a stimulus, and now he's acting like it's his pocket money. Oh, should I answer that? Everything's being theorized right now. Lucas probably doesn't have access to a phone. Whether he got it stolen or broke it, it's all possible, but if he's not posting anything anywhere, he probably doesn't have access to the internet. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm supposed to be entitled to it, but the online thing wasn't working for me. I don't have great luck with this shit. Yeah, it was getting frustrating, so I just gave up.
Only Marxists would understand. I don't care if you're a Christian, Muslim, or a Jew. I don't care if you're an atheist or an agnostic.
Marxist.
If you are not kind to me, I do not date you. If you do not make eye contact with me on the date, we're not dating. I'm not doing this to be cruel. I need a nice, friendly, beautiful chick who will potentially give my kids strong baby DNA. We know about the telomerase in the egg and the sperm.
What? Oh, yeah. I'm doing okay. I didn't need the stimulus.
If you're there dissing me, I'm there putting this money away. $100 to you for hooking me up. We'll go on a date to
$100.
If I don't get her phone number at the end of the date, or I believe that she's fucking with me and trolling with me, I'm not going to give you the money. You know, Jesus hated money worshippers. I live at a homeless shelter. This is just what the money is that the government gave me from the COVID stimulus.
Yeah, we know what it fucking is.
$1,400. You'll get 100 of that.
Oh my god, Lucas. We know what it is. Yo, this is a 420 stream. We're only smoking whatever the hell this is. It's some kind of concentrate. Well, everyone wants to be Jesse Pinkman. Give in to lust. Give in to me. Pink Kush for 420. Taco Tuesday. You know, that's not a bad idea either. Make it happen, Captain. This sounds good.
Let's think of Gen Z for a minute. This is not meant to be a judgment call against your generation, but it kind of is.
It's recreationally. I mean, you've probably seen Lucas smoking all the time on video. When it was medical, it actually wasn't that cheap. It was still really expensive. It got way cheaper when they legalized it, though. I think that makes up for the booze costing so much.
And I would levy the same against the millennials who are slightly older than you. They're like early 30s to late 30s. Millennials right now are like 26 to 39. So, the levy that I have to lay against you is obviously classism. And the reason for that is because we were all there in an intergenerational, intereconomic, interracial coalition for Bernie Sanders. And you're there like, oh, yeah, we hate greed with your multiple girlfriends.
Ridiculous.
Shut the fuck up, old man, you say.
He knew I was laughing. He's gonna stop to say shut the fuck up because it was just so obvious that you were supposed to laugh there that you could have put a laugh track. Oh my lord. Why is he wearing a mask to film? Because the only reason he wears a mask is so he can virtue signal. Also, this is the same guy who around this era said that he weighed 240 pounds. He's 6'1", he doesn't weigh 240 pounds. Look at him. I don't know. Lucas manages to look gross with his mask on. Like, I don't know how he gets these things so dirty. I guess just wearing them all day when he is dirty. Like, I guess that makes sense. He's definitely more than 300 because I knew what he looked like when he weighed 300 and he looks significantly bigger now. I don't know. It makes sense. They gave him a lot of money. He got financial aid. He got several stimulus checks. And this is money that he normally just doesn't have, so he spent it all on food pretty much. Does anyone know what Wern 2.0 is? That was a fun mini saga. Oh, whoops. No, that probably works. Tell us about Lucas getting robbed. I can't confirm that's what happened. So, I don't really want to say it. Like, I wouldn't make a video and proclaim that. It's likely, though. I will say it's likely. It's probably the most likely option, although he easily could have lost his phone or broken it. And yeah, he should have had money to replace it, but I have a feeling he might have either gone through that or... Her tax dollar's hard at work. Yeah, it is. Alright, let's hear it. She was mixed race and Gen Z. Normally, we gents don't kiss and tell, but... On the day before Groundhog Day 2021, Wern made a friend named Dorothy the Satanist. Wern goes full simp to full player. Tracking elk. I would love to see him actually try to hunt after the things that he said. I mean, he does kind of walk around all day, which is kind of similar, I guess. There was supposed to be a Wern 2.0. It's something that he announced. Yeah, when did the Wern 2.0 thing start? It must have been around here. Anyway, Blue, thank you for the $5 super chat. Check Discord? Okay, I'll do that. I just try not to do that on stream. I actually don't think people can see when I check it, but... You know, I never stream, so I'm really bad at this. So... Where was the... Come on, I need Wern 2.0. This is hilarious. Let's see. I've been streaming for about an hour and a half, I think, though. I always stream for at least 2 hours. I don't know if I'll go any longer than that. No, don't talk about Greta. We don't need any more of that. I think people would like it if I streamed a lot more, but I don't know how realistic that is. I should probably try to enjoy streaming more. Because a lot of the time I'm just like reading and making fun of things, and people would probably show up to see me do that. Although when I do that by myself, I can look like shit even more than I do now. When was Wern 2.0? Well, this looks good. President Biden. The people of Skid Row, Los Angeles need food, water, and housing. COVID-19 has decimated the populations of color in South Central. Share this Wern meme to alert the president-elect to the struggle in your local community. This Wern meme. Samuel Nilsson, thank you for the super chat. It's good to have you here. Probably won't be too much more. But, yeah, I'll hit 2 hours. Dude, I literally go to college among the hottest and brightest women on the planet. Yeah, the hottest and brightest women on the planet go to Spokane Community College. That checks out, right? Yeah. I mean, you always find the smartest people at community college. I mean, not that I'm exactly talking shit about people who went to community college. I did. It's just that, yeah, it was pretty easy. Yeah, I know. There's a reason why he wants the girls from Gonzaga like he was talking about in the last one. Oh, here it is. Okay, here it is. On Monday, Wern is going to activate Wern 2.0. Wern approaches a random Zoomer honey in real life and gets his Zoomer bae. 8 years in the planning stages. Preliminary beta tests are 100% accurate. Wern is the man. So he's been preparing for 8 years for walking up and introducing himself to a Zoomer girl. Which is kind of creepy because anyone who is Gen Z must have been very young 8 years ago. Eight years in the planning stages. Oh, is that what you were doing, Lucas? Alright. Look at this shit. It's better being black if you want poon. Yeah, thanks, Lucas. But this isn't even like... It's not even like his own observations. Because it's almost always white men that he's accusing of cockblocking him. I have no idea why every once in a while he just has to lash out in the other direction. Wern is the man. That's what I usually say about people who haven't managed to get laid in 8 years despite the fact that they try every single day. Elric 117. We're in 2.0, the 8 year to prepare to be ignored. Yeah. It wasn't... Yeah, we're in 2.0 did not go very well. The rational reaction to friend zoning. Well, that sounds good.
I know it's been said before, but fuck the friend zone. If you're gonna hang out with guys and they're all getting laid, but they're not introducing you to the women, fuck these guys. Just stop hanging out with them. You're probably doing all this stuff anyway, like buying the food and the weed in the relationship or the alcohol and the friendship, and then they're like,
what's the big game? I don't know. Apex Legends, maybe? I'm not really young enough to know these things.
oh, you want a girlfriend? Well, that's transactionalism. All life is about transactions. Quit being a greed-mongering little asshole is the proper response. If you're hanging out with women and they just want to friend zone you, the answer is, bye, bitch. When you are real, come talk to me. I am not here for the friend zone. And then go fuck off and play some video games or whatever you do. Wait for them. Make them beg for you.
The assisted living. Yeah, the thing with that is, if someone's disabled enough, they'll put them in the same housing where they put, like, the old people. I knew someone who lived in a place like that. Lucas is a nice guy. He's very much a nice guy sometimes. But everything in life is transactional.
Let's talk about transactionalism for a minute. But I've been thinking about this. If you're a left-winger or a capitalist, all that is based on transactions. Capitalism and socialism are both based on transactions.
But you don't say.
How else are you going to get shit done? You see what I mean? Like, if you're in a friendship and all your friends are eating steak, and you're like, I want a steak. What are your friends going to do?
Anyway, Blue, thank you for the super chat. If I'm not your priority, I'm not your option. You know, that was always the best when Lucas says that. He still says it every once in a while. Because it's like no one wants him as an option. He wishes someone wanted him as a fucking option. And you have to sit here and try to say, maybe I'll walk away from you someday. How would you feel about that, Gen Z? And they're all like, fucking please do. Yeah, well, Lucas relates everything to food. He's like that episode of Seinfeld where George starts trying to eat.
Friends will be like, get a job. Then how are they your friends? Why are you friends with these assholes? Transactionalism is a good thing. If all your friends are getting laid and they're getting pussy, and you start bitching about transactionalism, you're a fucking asshole. How do you expect your friends to get laid? How are you that person's friend if you just go into philosophy instead of helping your friend get laid when you're getting laid? How are you my friend? You're not. You're a bitch-made little asshole at that point. So, la-di-da for your happiness. Transactionalism is good.
Don't know. Oh shit. Oh shit, I forgot about this stuff.
I was suicidal, I could come and live with you and be your boyfriend. And you're Gen Z and I'm Gen X. I know all that research on that egg ovulator. And I know all that research on my sperm. 2100 studies, baby. Chris Kazawa, Dan Eisenberg,
Dan Eisenberg.
Manila, Tokyo, Belgium, Harvard, Evanston, Illinois, Seattle, and now there's a seventh one. So each of those guys has 55 studies, and there's about 6 people on each one. And when you do the math, that's 2,100 studies.
Yes, Mike Popovich. I agree. This sounds like way more teacup than anything I've heard out of Lucas. Baby.
You talk about classism with Bernie Sanders. He's getting that free food, honey bunny, with those guys because those guys have.
I appreciate when people binge my channel, because all my old videos are monetized if they're going to be. So that always helps. There's about to be more content, though, because I kind of feel like working. I don't always. Oh, man.
Less money than them. So if you're going to be there tricking me, I don't know what's up. Those little flat little clones were talking shit. Their tattoos, they're talking shit. I'm going to talk shit right back just to protect my little baby. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, baby, just when you call me in the Northwest Behavioral Health, my phone number is on Google. You better call me. And that number that you need to get a hold of me. Because you know what? You and me together, making them babies, that we make music, whatever it is, you and me.
Yeah,
Baby,
definitely the
you
voicemail.
and me. You need a Democrat. You need to study for a PhD.
I forgot about this.
I'm right here. Lucas Fleming. The best guy in town.
At the mental hospital, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Like, only Lucas, right? And this is the same guy who was talking about his cracked, bloody feet and trying to get women to visit him in the hospital. Yeah. What's fun? I've been playing Ni no Kuni 2. These games are kind of fun. Yeah.
Hey, baby. This is Lucas Warner.
Hey, baby.
I think the problem with me calling you the first day I got here is that the volume was too low on the phone. Because I just replayed my message, and it was low. So you probably didn't hear what I was saying. I was thinking you were trolling me, but maybe not, because you know you gave me your phone number, and I would put it on Instagram and have my buddies troll you. If you give me your phone number, you're tricking me. But I don't think you were tricking me at all. I think I just recorded the message, and the volume was too low. But here's the thing.
Yes, it was very butthead-like.
You know,
Hey,
it's stronger
baby.
than a child, because you've seen my Instagram. You know,
Damn, I'm smooth.
Talk to you later. you know about those 7 teams working on my DNA for transfer.
Oh yeah, I definitely know all about your DNA.
You know, Chris Kazawa, Dan Eisenberg.
Yeah, Chris Kazawa, Dan Eisenberg, Dan and the boys, as he used to call them.
Reinhard Stindl from the Belgium team. Of course, there's Manila.
Oh, the Belgium. Yeah, the Manila team. All of these telomere teams, they're all working together.
There's the Evanston, Illinois team before that.
You wouldn't know, but this Evanston team, the Tokyo team, whatever. Or was it Kyoto? I don't know. Yeah, all these people just like have telomere teams all over the world to try to prove that older fathers are better, because that's definitely what they're doing. That's the reason why they're doing this research.
There was the Harvard team. There was the Seattle team. Now there's a 7th team that has confirmed it. And everything
Yeah.
I've read on telomeres says that longer telomeres in mice gives an immunity to cancer. And I want to be the daddy to your children.
I want to be the daddy to your children.
You know, I see those guys out there at the Shalom Ministries getting that food with those hot nurses.
Shalom Ministries?
HOC. They're thinking they're going to give their babies stronger DNA, so they're hooking up with Gen Z. Well, Gen Z dudes ain't shit, according to the Zurich study.
Oh, no, not the Zurich study.
2015.
Yeah, that's...
Study from Cambridge.
I really felt like they should have gone over that more in high school, yeah.
5-year-old dudes with stronger DNA. And here we are in the middle of COVID-19. I'm Gen X, you're Gen Z. Think about this a second. We're going to need stronger DNA with more immunity after a pandemic. Because in Spokane County, it's been doing nothing but going up.
But you get better immunity after a pandemic. That's how it works, Lucas. Oh my fucking god. I don't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's the problem here. I think he was like cut off from his internet at the time or something, because he's saying he's at the mental hospital. There is a relationship between older fathers and autism being more likely, and other things. Yeah, not just autism, a bunch of things. Renui Blue, thank you for the super chat. I don't know who that is. Yeah, the Zurich study. Yeah, what are they teaching these kids if they don't teach them about the Zurich study? Fucking hell. Why are they teaching about the founding fathers? These kids need to be learning about Dan Eisenberg, goddammit.
Since March 14th. 0 cases on March 14th. June 23rd, 1,051 cases. July 11th, 2,026 cases. July 23rd, 3,074 cases. August 4th, Obama's birthday. You a Democrat, baby?
I like how he's still vaguely trying to talk in his sexy voice, except all he's doing is parroting these stupid numbers. And then he drops into, baby. Hey, baby. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for showing up, everyone. We got like 100 viewers or something. My numbers aren't going to be as good right now because I haven't been working. But, you know, we'll get back to that. New profile pic. I don't know if I can click stuff in this chat. No idea. Whatever.
I'm right here. 4,059 cases. August 22nd, 5,011 cases. September 16th, 6,040 cases. September 26th, 7,040 cases. 7,050, I'm sorry. October 10th, 8,007 cases. October 22, 9,017 cases.
What, 9,000?
November 1,
There's no way that can be right.
26 cases. November 7th, 11,030 cases.
Butthead's dad for the movie.
Alright, so TV Bay, if you're still interested,
I could see it. But
Let me crank up the volume.
Butthead's dad scored,
If you're
so
still interested, TV Bay, you gave me your phone number, and I think you were about to give me your address. You said it was on State Street, and I think that you're still interested because the volume was too low. I just realized today, after 2 weeks of being here, that the mistake was mine, and the volume was not set to the level that it needed to be for a proper phone call. It was too low. So you know all that stuff about me, you know all that stuff about ye, and you know all the stuff about how they're all for Bernie and they're fucking with guys that are in the lower economic class, and I need my chance, I need that. So,
anyone seen this?
Northwest Behavioral Health.
You weren't born when Beavis and Butthead came out. It was pretty popular when I was a kid. You can't hear me. Look, I'm not very smart. If this thing's giving me shit for audio, maybe I should just go. I don't think I'm going to figure it out. Oh. You couldn't hear me when I was showing the drink? Now I look like a fucking jackass. I was saying, anyone try this MD 2020 spiked punch? It's 12%, so it's strong enough, I guess. Well, that's kind of good. Well, I don't know. If it's not working, I give up. I'll leave the next time it cuts out. Just say that. But you've got a choice to make. Beyond all light and darkness, beyond me and them, and the path to oneness showed you that you were already enlightened, because I'm not one to let it go. Your freedom is the struggle I give to you. My friend, the victim. How much do I spend on alcohol a week? Like, there could be an answer to that. I don't know. Sometimes I spend nothing. Sometimes I spend a ton. It's just fucking... There really is no average week for anything. Although I think people expect me to have a couple drinks for my streams, so I usually try to do that. Well, I don't know. Here's hoping that Lucas doesn't hurt someone. I don't think that, like... I'm not going to act like I'm doing people a service out of the goodness of my heart. I mean, I'm laughing at him because it's funny, but I don't think that putting exposure out there of him is a negative thing. I mean, it's kind of what he wants anyway. I don't know if Lucas has any victims that you could say he's hurt. So obviously the guy from the story earlier, he was like stalking him. And he did stalk his ex Suzanne. Do I? Oh, this is way behind. Well, I don't know.
And I don't tolerate you.
Yeah, there's a domestic violence charge. But I don't think he actually, I don't think he actually got, violent. He got violent and threw a glass at a restaurant, and then she tried to kick him out, and he refused to leave. And that was, I think, refusing to leave and then showing up at her work. He violated the restraining order is why he got in trouble. I don't think he actually attacked her physically or verbally, actually, but... There is a domestic violence charge, though, yeah. So he has no right to be yelling at people over being violent, which he does a lot. Where's the one? There's one right over here somewhere. I don't like you abusive whack jobs, he says.
So, why don't I have a girlfriend? Well, that can be summed up pretty easily. Women are a bunch of classist swine. And I live at the lowest economic level. I'm not seeing any of you line up at the homeless shelter to date any of us. Classist swine, shut the fuck up. Your religion lies, and I'm not here to listen to you religious whack jobs. I don't care if you're a liberal Christian. I am not here to listen to you religious nutter whack jobs. I won't listen to you. I won't listen to you if you're a Jesus freak, a Allah freak, or a Hindu freak. Religion is whack jobs, and I'm not going to listen to you. You're also a bunch of classist hypocrites. I'm not going to listen to you. Take it up with Bernie Sanders. Take it up with your own Bible. And actually do the things that prove you're not a hypocrite. If you come into me with any kind of abuse and know that I want you to wipe the slate clean, don't come in talking shit. Because I'm not here to tolerate you little religious whack jobs. I don't care if you're an atheist. I'm a guy. I want a girlfriend. I'm not here to listen to you whack jobs. If you come in and you start talking shit, I'll shut you down. I don't like you. That's the problem. Most of the things you say are lies and based in the worship of money. I don't want to listen to your Christians. I don't want to listen to your Muslims or Jews. I don't want to listen to you money-worshipping atheists and agnostic. You're just listening to the background noise for your next cue. So why don't I have a girlfriend? Because I largely don't like you.
Fair enough. Oh, it's recommending my own stream to me. I don't think that's what I should be watching, though. That sounds confusing. Is there anything else? I'll watch one more video. Yeah, I'll probably cut it off at 2 hours. I'll try to stream at some point. More than I usually do. Because most people don't manage to show up when I stream, so.
Listen, anything I've said about tattoos or flat bill baseball caps, they look hot as fuck on the women. But the dudes is like...
Oh, man. He's doing it again. He's making alcoholism look really unattractive. Are his parents actually rich? Not really. I'd say his parents are doing pretty well in their retirement. Both of them. They're both married to new people. So basically, Lucas has no chance of getting any kind of an inheritance. Hey, no problem. Thanks for showing up, everyone.
Like you're prancing around with your little tattoo creeper stance with your patchwork on your leather jacket and shit. To me, you just look like prancing unicorn candy asses. Looking like a 5-year-old tried to attempt a Monet painting. You're fucking goofy little retards.
Doing the thing? What thing? I know. What, get drunk on stream? Yeah, like I've never done that before. I don't think I'm going to be doing that today, though.
Get away from me with your ink! Dumb fuck, you look like shit. You look like a spaz. Women, on the other hand, you look fine as fuck.
You
You
simp.
guys just look
You
like
pathetic
fucking
simp.
common ass fucking trying to be bitches. Goofy motherfuckers! You are creepy! Blah! Like, oh, look at me, I'm just a little piece of art. I'm gonna jump around and wham my dingus around, blah, 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 blah.
What?
Do the same thing Lucas does, but my freaking little fucking bullshit that ain't even real, the fucking lie and shit. I'm just gonna prance around like I just got splatter pooped on by Crayola. Honk honk! You guys are fucking dorks.
You guys are fucking dorks. That's the word he likes to use for me, too. It's kind of like in Ed, Edd n Eddy. He calls me a dork, and I'm just like, dork? Stay away from me, cock blockers.
Gen Z, you're bigoted. Trust me, I've been on this planet a lot longer than you. You're age phobic and classist. Then how come the women won't date me? But they'll easily simp into religious assholes and manipulate them using the power of religion and the power of money. What'd you say to me? Well, I want you to shut the fuck up unless you agree with me.
Man, that is a gross looking mask. You think he sleeps in it just to virtue signal extra hard? Maybe that's what's going on here. No, he probably just uses it to like wipe things up too. We saw him using his mask as an oven mitt once for the toaster oven. So
Because I've
now that is a life hack. Am I right?
had way more experience in life than you ungrateful sons of bitches. You're serfs among kings. I don't see any kings around you. You don't even know how to treat your girlfriends with respect. You walk around side by side with them without holding their hands or putting your arm around them.
Give her the super chat. Anyway, Blue. I don't actually know who most of the people you ask me about are. I only pay attention to a couple really cringy people. Does he manage to get grosser? Of course he does. He keeps it under his sack at night to brine it properly. Fucking gross. Although it's probably something like that, yeah.
You're a dumb fuck generation. Even the
Dumb
fucking
fuck
millennials would
generation.
know how to do that, but you have no sympathy and empathy towards women. Shut the fuck up. All you do is manipulate money and religion to manipulate women. You use this against them. That's not an invite, you dumb punk. If you start in like, no, actually, you're bigoted, you can go fuck yourself. I'm not here to listen to you. You are too immature. Unless you agree with me, then fuck off. Nobody cares.
You're too
You're
immature.
acting like a child.
If you don't agree with me, then fuck off. That's how mature people talk. Ah. I know, it's unfortunate that Lucas is under radio silence right now. I really would be curious to see just what his take is on that trial that just went down. I have no idea what it would be, but it's always offensive somehow. I don't know. Like, it would somehow be offensive. I'm not sure in which direction, but... Yeah, I know. What always brings up his masks always end up looking like underwear or diapers or something. It's just gross when it's on his face.
Gen Z, babes, I just met a guy who hooked up with an 18-year-old chick that's older than I am. We're the...
On Dating Hell? Well, I gotta warn you, Dating Hell has been a bit less active. Because every time someone posts a story, people jump on them saying, "You went to a date during the pandemic." It's rather annoying. I could probably find enough to make a video, though. I haven't been there in a few months. But yeah, the place has been a little dead because of COVID.
The supreme male. Gen X is the supreme male. You fucking young ass coming in with your arrogance and your money is exactly what we don't...
Oh yeah, he sounds like Matt Foley sometimes. It's the guy, right? The Chris Farley bit. This might be one of the ones where he loses his voice and sounds like him.
Goddamn need. We're here like, you know, we're on the same political front of like Marxism or whatever. And also, you know, about telomerase and the enzyme and, you know, older male sperm that'll give you kids stronger DNA. So we're already at that point of we match up and sync up with everything that you're looking for in a dude. The only problem I have is that, you know, while 18-year-old...
Yeah, Lucas definitely lives in a van down by the river in some of these videos. This isn't even the worst of it.
Women are starting to find 50-year-old dudes attractive. I'm still looking for the location where to find them because the cock blocks at the bars are dudes under 40. You know what I'm saying? I'm 41 years old. For the most part, younger dudes are freaking morons. You come out with your confidence and your money thinking that's going to get the women into you. Okay. But if you were true friends, you'd tell me the location of where to find them instead of being all bitches about it. Like, oh, he's into our women. She's a sovereign human. You're a little sexist. You're a lot sexist. You need to shut your fucking mouth.
I know all these predators are just in my suggested videos because that's what I've been watching, but it's still appropriate. One more, maybe. Dude, Martin Luther King was a socialist.
Gen Z. Ladies.
Yeah, that's it.
Why do you date the guys who, when you leave the room, say misogynistic and homophobic things? I'm a little confused by that.
I know, it looks so bad.
Do you even realize it? The baseball cap clones that you always did. The guys covered in tattoos as they drop the N-word and they're not.
Stop making videos. He's been radio silent for about a week. He's bipolar, though. He doesn't always feel like making videos, so it's kind of hard to figure out what's going on.
Not even black. Why do you date these bigots? Are you not for BLM?
He eats like a little kid who thinks he's a social media influencer, because... fucking Christ. He always has to, like, make a video of himself eating. Like, hey guys, check it out, I'm high status, I bought food.
Then why do you date these bigots? Why do you like this? Gen Z. Why is it that you walk around hating capitalism and oligarchy and classism, but I don't have a girlfriend because I live at House of Charity? That's a homeless shelter.
Talk about how he got his pants and stimulus stolen. I can't actually prove any of this stuff yet. It's just likely. Someone else said that he wasn't in hospital pants the other day, so he might not be anymore. But he was.
when are we going to get past this age phobia and classism?
Yeah, it is.
What's it going to take for you to have a burger with me? I don't care where. I'm sitting on the satellite. Why is it whenever I talk about this, the guys chime in? The clones. Why do you date these assholes?
The clones.
Why are you living a hypocrite life, Gen Z?
I don't know. Dating guys who are all the same has to be better than dating a literal bridge troll. I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy was under a bridge right now. I guess he's been kicked out of all the shelters he usually goes to, at least temporarily. It's getting warmer out.
Why do you date the guys with multiple girlfriends as you hate greed? Why do you give in to the guys with the most money because they have a little Bernie Sanders sticker or something on it? Why won't you date me? Classism and age phobia? What's it going to take for me to get you to understand your bigotry? And to, I don't know, maybe have lunch with me sometime. What do I got to do?
Well, you definitely gotta not eat like that. Preferably don't order something that looks like you took a dump on it. I mean, these fries could be like a prop for an AVGN video or something. Oh, someone said what it is. It's probably gravy or something, right? He has... Yeah, he doesn't have cheese curds, but he's got cheese and gravy, I think. This must be like the bastardized American cousin of poutine, I guess. Well, it's kind of like poutine, but I'm willing to bet that it's... I'm willing to bet that Canadian people would probably think it wasn't correct. One of those kind of things. This one was funny. So I think I need to show this one first. If anyone's familiar with avocado oil, it's a cooking oil. Yeah, it's a cooking oil. It's a lot like vegetable oil. Or maybe like olive oil without the flavor. I don't know, it's a pretty good one, but you're not supposed to dump it on your cured meat that's already greasy enough. We'll just say that.
He's up. He's up. Get around. Yep, walking around.
What is he doing? Oh, yeah. Look at this salami slice that's dripping with cooking oil that I put on it. Why is he doing that? It does not add flavor. This is like a very flavorless oil. Just in case salami wasn't greasy enough. Let's see, for 42 days. Really? Yeah, this is insane. Did Man, my knee is killing me. I guess because I've been sitting here all day. I'll have to go on a walk when I get out of here. I keep saying one more, but there's some good shit here. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking with that cooking oil. Pink Kush. Alright. Probably not making it to the pot store tonight, though.
You know, you'll say like 1,000 times, 18 is good enough for me. You'll be 40 years old. You'll be a dude. 18 is good enough for me. 18 on the dot would be great. An 18-year-old girlfriend.
Oh, 18 on the dot. Yeah, that's...
And I'm checking IDs. You could say it's age inappropriate all you want, bigot. But it doesn't matter. Your opinion literally doesn't matter. It's kind of like saying it's going to be...
Dude, I'm allowed to think you're a fucking creep if I want. I don't know why he thinks that he's immune to other people's opinions. Yeah, I know. 18 is hot enough, as he once said. I don't know if I can find that quote, but, yeah.
Black women for me. It doesn't matter what your fucking opinion is. You fucking racist. I'm not saying it's only going to be black women for me. What I'm saying is you are entitled to have your preferences. I'm just telling you sometimes those preferences are grounded in bigotry, in that you're wrong. Men mature with age. Think of how many times you call your boyfriend an idiot.
Men mature with age. You know, fucking shit. Hey.
You'll be like 25 or
Yeah, Lucas is like, get your library card.
30, and how many times you just call your boyfriend an idiot. You'll be 18, especially when you're 18, your 18-year-old boyfriend. It's like you have to babysit his ass and constantly warn him of what's coming, usually a breakup, if he just fucks around and screws you. I did that with my girlfriend when I was 16. My girlfriend was 18, and she said, okay, I'm going to go clean my room now. Don't come up there, because I want my room to be clean. And of course I walked up and said hi to her, and then she broke up with me soon afterwards. So when you're young, you make these stupid fucking mistakes. And because you're older and you've made all those mistakes, and you might not even be sexually very experienced. I lost my virginity when I was 27. You also have the experience of knowing the stupid things people do to get their girlfriends to dump them. Like cock blocking some other guy, just based on age phobia or classism. Your girlfriend is going to look at that like, that's not very reasonable. You're being an asshole to that guy for no reason. So when I say go fuck yourself,
Oh my god, any girlfriend I have is definitely going to find all of this shit hilarious. I don't know, Lucas.
bitch to Chris Hansen. This Popeye-looking motherfucker.
Popeye-looking motherfucker.
See, he's trying to get in my way. It's not in the cards for you. What I know is you wouldn't be saying anything unless it was in the cards for me. You're just trying to gaslight me, you little fucking bitch. It doesn't matter, you Popeye-looking motherfuckers. It doesn't fucking matter. I'm entitled to have my own thing. You can have your own thing, and I can tell you that you're wrong, and then we can have a civil discussion about it. That's fine and fair. You call me a cab in name only, which is really weird, because ACAB wants dialogue with Thin Blue Line. They're not there to kill each other, is what I'm saying. ACAB and Thin Blue Line want dialogue between each other so that they can resolve some issues of overspending on military shit and racism shit. They want dialogue with each other, and I want dialogue between them because you never get anywhere by not talking.
You'd be one of these dumb asshats like, don't
And then yells at them and calls them bigots if they don't want him.
bring up racism. You're just going to cause more racism by talking about racism. No, you don't. You cause less racism. You have to look at this. We're in Washington State. This is a very liberal state. It's also a Democrat-controlled country right now. So if you talk about racism, good. Talk about the evils of racism, that'll cause less racism, good. You should talk about the evils of all forms of bigotry. You should talk about the evils of people cockblocking you. You should. Because it...
Yeah, how dare we pay attention to Black Lives Matter, but not pay attention to Lucas Werner's cock-blocking problem? What the fuck? It's pretty clear that this cock-blocking thing is a much bigger deal. Because Lucas has been raising quite a fuss about it. He's been having a one-man protest for the past, 9 years? He used to make videos addressing Antifa, yelling at them for not fighting age phobia. Ugh.
It'll cause less of it. So it doesn't really matter what you say about me online, Christopher. You're a hypocrite. You're probably out there fucking around anyway. I know for a fact that you're a wife cheater. You're probably even a wife beater. I can't say that for sure, but I know you crashed a $13,000 check.
Chris Hansen bounced a check, therefore he probably beats his wife. I can't say that for sure, but I'm just going to say it here in a video. Can you imagine if I behaved that way? Fuck. I know everyone on YouTube behaved that way 4 years ago, but I don't know.
To cover up your affair with your mistress, you fucking dumb hypocrite. So it doesn't really matter to me if you're harassing me over the internet. I block you, I tell you to go fuck yourself and block you, and you leave me alone for a little while. It'd always be some variant of go fuck your mother. But if you're going to harass me offline, I have a telephone in my pocket. I could call the police. That's the reasonable thing to do. Just because someone's ACAB and they're being harassed doesn't mean that the ACAB person wouldn't call the cops.
They shouldn't.
Defund the police doesn't mean we won't rely on the police if we can't handle the situation. There's people that don't like violence. And if you get in their face because they don't like violence, they're still going to call the police. People have phones in their pockets.
Yeah, Lucas also accused him of cheating on his wife with a 17-year-old. I believe the woman was 31, if I'm not mistaken. Quite a bit younger than Chris Hansen, but nowhere near fucking underage. So Lucas will say all sorts of shit. He just gets mad when other people call him out on things that are well documented.
There's cameras everywhere in the downtown area, even under bridges. Those lights have little pinpointing cameras in it.
Yeah.
So if you're under a bridge or in an alleyway, the businesses still have a camera pointed at you. I usually stick to the downtown area. So wherever I'm at, there's no fucking blind spots in Spokane when it comes to a camera. You're going to get caught. I have a phone in my pocket. You think I'm some big pussy that only says this stuff on the internet. Well, I mean...
Yes, I do.
Ask around. If you fucking harass me in public, I'm still going to say the same thing. Go fuck yourself, bitch. I'm going to call the police if you do it one more fucking time.
Oh no, tough guy. He's going to call the cops on me. Oh my god. The police are perfectly aware of Lucas and the fact that he's a problem. I don't know that they would take his side if they showed up for something. A bridge? Lucas knows a lot about bridges. Alright, this will have to be the last thing I read. But this was like an all-time top 10 Lucas post, so should be good. Whenever I see a villain in public with more than 2 hot girlfriends, my usual plan is I gently remove her from him and go make passionate love to her under a massive bridge on a blanket of soft grass under the flaming summer sun. As we heave our naked bodies together like 1,000 years alone, we conceive our healthy 8-foot-tall dodecaplets into the marrow of rasping human struggle. My new wife comes like a child into the arms of her only man. The crows and seagulls delight us in songs. The crows and seagulls delight us in song. We then proceed to roast marshmallows in each other's arms while sweaty and nude. This is like his absolute fantasy, and it still makes him out to be like a filthy homeless man who hangs out under bridges. Crows and seagulls delight us in song. Is he hanging out at the dump? I fucking... Such a good post. What the fuck was he thinking? This is my usual plan. I mean, you're all aware that I haven't gotten laid in 9 years because I keep telling you, but this is what I do every time. Yeah, I don't know what the like a child line was about. It was creepy, though. Anyway, I think I'm going to call it a day. Yeah, I'll try to stream a little more often. We'll see what I can do. Good night, everyone. Let the seagulls and crows delight you in song and all. Underneath a massive bridge in the flaming summer sun. It still sounds so bad, and that's like his fantasy.